and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another university tips video, and this time we're going to be talking about 5 things you need to do before you go to university. The first tip I recommend is joining the freshers groups. So there are lots of different freshers groups around. There's one for your general university. At Lancaster there's also ones for like your college. You can find them for your specific like accommodation. You may even be able to meet your future flatmates. They are a really great way to make friends, and also all of the Freshers Week plans will usually be put in these Freshers Week group chats. So I definitely think it's worth joining them. Later on they do get quite annoying and sometimes there can be like beef in them and stuff, but during Freshers Week they're very handy to have just for extra information and to make friends. Learn the cooking basics. When I got to university I was surprised at how many people didn't know how to use a hob. Just learn how to use a hob, you know, how to use a microwave, how to use the oven, really the basic stuff. Pasta, rice, pot noodles. Just knowing how to make those things is really good because then you can make your own food. It's a lot cheaper than getting takeout all the time. It also just adds to that independence when you're going to university if you know kind of cooking tips. It's also good if you can learn to make some meals, you know, if there's any kind of cookbooks you like, recipe books, and make some nice meals, and then you can meal plan and, you know, have them, freeze them, have them later on at a later date. Obviously it's up to you what you eat and stuff, it's up to you what you do, but yeah, I would definitely recommend just learning the basic cooking essentials if you're able to. If you don't have anyone around to teach you, YouTube is a really great way to learn new skills, learn new recipes. Same with TikTok and just the general internet, so have a look at them and you'll be able to kind of learn some basic tips. Sort out your finances. Finances can be a big stress at university and it can be a big worry, so try sort out kind of your plan now. So you'll obviously get your loan towards, you know, university fees, but you'll also get your loan that will be paying for your accommodation. If you have any money left over, kind of budget that and figure out how you want to spend it. Not everyone will have money from their loan left over from the accommodation if that's what you're doing. Kind of just figure out what you're going to do with your parents, have a discussion, see what's gonna happen. Obviously people are in very different financial situations, so it really does vary for every single person. Recommend doing a monthly spending budget, you know, figure out how much money you can spend on food, how much you can spend on going out, clothes, that sort of thing. Obviously you need to make sure you are buying food. Best ways to save money is not get takeout all the time. I know it's very easy as a university student to do that, but it's a great way to save money. Just figure out, you know, when you're going to spend money and what you're going to spend money on. It just kind of decreases the stress around finance when you're at university, and there are so many amazing like budgeting things out there, you know, monthly spending plans. You can have a look on Google and kind of see what kind of thing you want to do. While we're talking about money, it's also a really good idea to sign up for student banking. Have a look at each of the bank accounts. Each bank account does a different kind of deal for students. I think Santander is the one that does the free rail card. You get a free 16 to 25 rail card, which is really good. Other ones that do interest-free overdrafts that can be good in an emergency. Try not to go into your overdraft too much, but I mean, if you're at uni, the majority of students do end up doing that if they get an overdraft. I would recommend staying away from anything like Klarna, anything that's got, you know, interest. You know, if you can't really afford it now, I would personally recommend just staying away from that, especially as we're into the cost of living crisis. But again, it's completely up to you. Decide what you want to take to university and what to leave at home. So you don't need to take the entire contents of your bedroom. I was that person who felt like I needed to take everything with me, but you do not need to take every single thing you own with you. It just clutters up your uni room, and at the end of term it's a right faff because you have to bring everything back home again. So obviously uni term starts in the autumn and winter time, so you will not need your summer clothes really. Obviously it depends on the weather, but really you can leave your summer clothes at home. That's one thing you can think about towards the summer term. A lot of teddies, and in my first year I felt the need that I needed to bring loads of them, but they just kind of clutter up the bed, especially because it's usually a single bed. So personally, don't bring all teddies that you own. Speaking from personal experience, don't bring them all, but bring a few, you know, bring a couple. Blankets are also very useful to have, but can be kind of bulky. With your bedding, I'd say you have stuff for university and then you have stuff at home just to kind of separate them, and so you don't have to bring everything all the way back up and down again when you're traveling, because some people when they go home for term time or just go home to see the family, they will get the train, and you don't want to have to fill your suitcase up with just like loads of bedding. But don't bring loads and loads of bulkier items like coats and jumpers. Obviously it is the autumn and winter season, but these like items can take up a lot of space, so kind of just decide which ones you want to bring. And if you have bags, try not to bring loads and loads of bags. Have like a black bag, you know, have a couple bags, that it can kind of work with most outfits. Same with shoes. Shoes can be a right faff to store. Maybe get like a shoe rack, but shoes can be quite annoying and just can be left over the floor very, very easily. So don't bring all of your shoes with you. I would recommend not bringing heels if you're a heels wearer, because no one really wears heels at university when they're going out, and they're not the most comfortable thing in the world. One of the best things about being a student is the student discounts. Loads of places offer like a 10% student discount. It can be more, it can be less, it depends. You're gonna want to sign up for all of them basically. Uni days, student beams, anything. Like, you want to sign up for these things because you don't really have to pay for a lot of them and you get 10% off. I think with things like NUS, the NUS card, I think you do have to pay, but with uni days it is completely free, so you're definitely going to want to sign up for them. Some of these things you may actually have to wait until you've started university just to get the university email so you can sign up to them. Usually when you've been at college you've had a student discount, and then once you get to university you can kind of re-sign up, but with your uni email. Uni days is personally one of my favourite student discount things. I think you can get most student discount stuff on there. I know I use it all the time for like ASOS. You can also get, depending on the time of year, Macs and iPads for like 10% off, which is a really, really good discount. So definitely sign up for them. Yeah. I really, really recommend getting a 16 to 25 rail card if you're within that age range, because it saves you a lot of money on trains. A lot of people will use trains at university, say if you're just going on an adventure with your friends, or if you're going back home a lot, especially if you live like other side of the country. It just saves you money, and usually it doesn't cost that much, so you make the money back very, very easily, especially if you travel a lot on trains. So yeah, that was a very, very quick one, but it was just 5 things basically that you need to do before you go to university. There are obviously lots of other things you need to do as well, but these are just kind of 5 tips that you may have kind of forgot about, or you may just need reminding about. So I hope this helps. If you want to check out more of my university videos, I've done so many just giving tips. I've also done loads on my TikTok, so check that out as well. I am so close to 100k, so it would mean the absolute world to me if you followed me on there maybe. And don't forget to like and subscribe on here, and click the bell icon to be notified every time I post. Have a really, really great day, and let me know if you have any questions or anything that you want to ask in the comments. I'm always happy to answer.